I'm Pern.
And I'm Dave.
Welcome to the show, where we talk about everything from movies, music, sports, and TV.
And stories from the rest of our lives.
Things we don't talk about are politics and religion.
And this is how we all stay friends.
Okay, let's talk. This weekend, my daughter came up with this idea that she wanted to make a cake.
Okay.
And she wanted it to be a Taylor Swift blank space cake. So, which I don't know if do you know what that is?
Not at all.
Okay. So for the Taylor Swift video, blank space, in the video, she's, going through her breakdown and all stuff like that. And this one scene, she's like sitting on a bed and she has like this heart-shaped like white cake with the red, frosting stuff, roses, frosting on it, stuff like that. And she takes a knife and she stabs it into the cake.
Ooh,
and it just like explodes with like blood, like the inside of the cake is bleeding.
And this is a thing that
it is a thing now. So,
good God.
Because so over the weekend, my daughter's like, she goes, I want to, or she went to my wife. She goes, Mom, I want to make a blank space, cake. And of course, my wife, they're Swifties. So,
they knew.
Yeah. My wife's like, oh, that'd be so cool. We should do that. Yeah. So they, got the cake mix and they made, fresh from scratch frosting and everything, and the cake was so good. I've got a little bit left over, so we can have that after we podcast.
Right,
we can start talking.
Munch on some blank space cake.
Some blank space cake. Mm-mm. So the red bleedy part of it is I think it's like a raspberry or strawberry kind of filling. Inside, but it's a white cake with white frosting.
Okay,
and it's all made from scratch. Well, the cake part is a box
that's fine,
whatever cake,
right.
But they made the frosting and did all that stuff, and it was really good. It actually tasted like wedding cake, when we used to do weddings years ago,
right.
And my wife and I and Dave would come out and help with this. We'd do photography and videography for weddings.
So awesome.
So we would get wedding cake. So it actually had my wife and I both ooh, it kind of tastes like wedding cake. This is good made cake,
Right.
And the frosting's made from scratch. So.
Are they going to be making blank space cakes as a side hustle now?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
And so London, my two sons, they didn't know what they were talking about because they're not Taylor Swift fans. Right. They didn't
believe me. I know what they were thinking.
Yeah, exactly. So we bribed them. Then we said, well, we'll give you 2 scoops ice cream if you sit and watch the video first, and so you know what we're talking about. And they're okay. Yeah. So I put it on on YouTube on the TV and the living room, and they watched the video and. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. She stabs the cake and then the cake bleeds, bleeds out and stuff like that.
Wow.
So what my wife and my daughter did is it's a 2-layer cake, and then they hollowed out the center of it, and they put a little cup in the middle of it, and then a balloon that had the raspberry or strawberry sauce in it. So when you stab the knife into it,
the space,
it will, into the middle of the cake, it kind of explodes a little bit.
Right. Okay.
So. And then we got the video of it, and we had video from different angles in slow motion, and and the explosion part wasn't putting a firecracker and blowing it up.
I didn't see anything on the ceiling.
Yeah,
so I guess it was good. It was controlled.
So, well, my daughter, she takes the knife and she stabs into it and then stabs into it again, and then finally pops the balloon, and you can see, but it kind of starts oozing out a little bit, it's blood, it's bleeding.
Right,
I'm okay, that's so cool. And so they made the blank space cake, and it's a bleeding cake, and it's just a white cake. It's not like a red velvet cake or anything. It's this layer, and it has a layer of raspberry in the middle between the 2 layers and stuff. It was so good, and I showed it to some coworkers of mine, females that are Taylor Swift fans, of course, and they were like, "Oh my gosh, yeah!" So we've seen this online, and it's a thing now, to make your blank space cake and then put it up on YouTube or TikTok or all that stuff. And so my daughter, she wanted to do that, and so that was a nice
topical.
Yeah, they spent all afternoon making this cake on Saturday, and then we had it for dessert Saturday night, and it was just so good, and it was oh my gosh, so yummy. So I just had to, throw that out to, props to my daughter and my wife for doing the Taylor Swift blank cake space. It was really good, yummy cake.
Sweet.
And it was very sweet too.
Nice.
Yeah. And so we're going to have some after After our podcast.
Perfect.
So, okay, you had something held over from last week.
Yes, I did.
We ran out of time on. We ran long last week.
Yeah.
And Dave had mentioned to me about some songs. He told me to put together a list of songs that disturbed me.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm going to let you go first, and then I'm going to chime in.
Because I know the homework probably wasn't tough because you don't really have songs like that, right? I mean, a lot of the songs that you have aren't really disturbing.
Right, because for me, I used to be a musician. I used to tour and do all that stuff. So when I hear songs, the songs that would disturb other people, I kind of dig into a little deeper and actually really like, because it doesn't disturb me. It's something that's different. So, so just backstory. So, Dave and I, when we were in high school and stuff, and Dave was always like the rockin' party dude.
Oh, please.
With all the songs and all the music, he liked always the upbeat stuff.
Happy.
And the stuff I always liked were the ballads, the slower song. And he would just sit and roll his eyes like, ugh, can we just get to the next fucking song already?
What's next?
Can we just get to that? Like if we're watching MTV
get out of track
and they were actually playing videos or something
always
like
track
that.
number 8 that on the records were the
slow song.
ballad.
Yeah, we got to slow it down here. We're going to slow it down. So yeah, I was always into the more the heartfelt, emotional, that stuff. And Dave was just
had
like,
no emotions. I was
vomit.
I was black heart.
I just want to get to the next party song. I want to rock all night, party every day. Come on, vomit.
Okay, yes, maybe that was it.
So Dave and I have different
views.
We have similar tastes in bands and stuff, but it's different tastes on what we like more, I think. So you had some songs that you said that disturbed you, which I'm curious to hear.
I told you that I was listening to my yacht rock, which is, growing up, whatever. And a couple of them actually came on and I was like, oh my God, no, I can't do this. One of them is Wildfire. Have you ever heard that one?
Wildfire.
Okay. So the premise is that a girl has a pony.
Who sings it?
For God's sake, I didn't write that down.
Oh my God, Dave!
It was a '70s song.
I'm gonna have to look it up while you're talking.
You do that because So here it's a girl gets a pony and she rides down from the mountains, and then one winter night the pony escapes during a blizzard, and she goes to find him, and she gets lost. And then the narrator is the guy who's singing about Wildfire, and then he notices that she's coming for him on the pony.
America.
Okay.
Which is the same. Aren't they the ones that rode in with the horse with no name?
Is that probably America? Yeah. So a lot of horses in their songs.
I think
so. This one was just when I was So this one's kind of growing up.
No, I've got Michael Murphy with Wildfire from 1975. Does that sound right?
That does sound right. 75.
It was a number 3 hit.
Yes.
Okay. Gotcha. I actually don't think I know the song. When I hit play, I might hear it, but we can't play songs on this. So go.
That's true. Yeah. But if you did listen to it, it's very well. So as a kid growing up, hearing that one and hearing about the horse dying and all the other stuff, just was like, okay, I can't really do that. The horse dies in the blizzard, but so does the girl who chases after the horse into the blizzard. Yes, and then
I'm going to have to listen to this song. It sounds tragic
too, because he knows that she's coming for him so they can ride away. And I'm like, everybody's dying in this song. What the hell is going on? So yeah, it's a bit of a tragic triple.
That sounds like
something
right up my alley. So
it might be a tug at the heartstrings. Yes,
right?
that's that one.
Right
okay. The other one, the next one, Cats in the Cradle.
Well,
Have you ever heard of that one?
Obviously.
Yeah.
Dude.
Okay. So that one I don't really.
Seriously.
I can't stand that one because it's kind of like a.
So was Jim Croce? Is that who that was?
Was it? No, I don't think it was.
I think
was it?
I thought
You're looking that one up too.
I'm looking it up.
So yeah, that one is more of a. The father wants to be there, but then the father isn't around because he's got to work. And my parents, they worked, but my dad was around whenever he could because he worked 5 days a week. And then his weekends were, we were doing stuff around the house and things, but we always made time. We had our vacation. So that one kind of hit home. I was like, that doesn't seem right to me. And that's really sad. And so, yeah, I never really liked that one very much.
Harry Chapin. Not Jim Croce.
Not Jim Croce.
I was thinking of a different song. I don't know. You might have a Jim Croce one on there.
I do not. I only have another one. I have one more.
Oh, you just have one more?
Yeah, and I hate this one. This one's the worst.
So these aren't songs that disturb you. They're just songs you hate.
No, they really kind of disturb me into the fact that I really can't listen to them. I have to turn them off.
Which is the definition of hate.
Is it hate?
I guess
it would be. Okay.
So
maybe we can put that. And then They're Coming to Take Me Away. I hate that
hee hee ha ha?
Yeah.
By the Beatles?
It's not the Beatles. How in the hell? Not? No, I doubt it's the Beatles. I don't think it's the Beatles. I think it's like someone like who did Henry VIII. I Am kind of like that scenario. I'm sure you're looking that up too.
I am looking it up right now.
Well, the guy is supposed to be picked up, and it kind of gets one of those things where it kind of builds on itself and builds up and builds up and builds up, and then it's kind of like
Napoleon IV.
There we go. Yeah.
Okay, I thought that was like, but yeah, they had a very Beatlesque kind of sound. I think,
was it?
Too. But yeah,
I hate it. I hate that. I really do find that one to be actually where it kind of as a build up kind of thing, and the guy.
Napoleon 14th. The 14th or
the 14th.
Yeah, whatever. So yeah.
Okay.
For the 4th.
XIG.
Okay. Sorry. Wow.
Yeah,
that was 1966.
Yes. So that
was before your time anyway.
Too. Yeah, but that one's kind of like, that one just kind of gets me.
What?
Kind of.
And do they play that a lot on Yacht Rock?
No, but that one, when we came up with the idea of disturbing songs, I just thought of that.
That one just totally came into your head.
Yes, exactly.
Huh.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Well, so when Dave texted me a couple weeks ago and asked me, he goes, get your list of, disturbing songs.
If you could.
And yeah, and I thought about it. I'm like, and I said, disturbing songs or disturbing music videos? Like the video that came along with it that made it kind of disturbing.
Well,
like,
we were an MTV generation, so
correct,
the videos all started in our time frame.
And so if we're attaching like a video like to a song, one of the disturbing ones for me that would, just because it was the visual image of the video, not the song itself, was Lullaby by The Cure, where he gets eaten by the huge spider. He's caught in the spider web, and this big spider starts devouring him and sucking him into like his belly as he's singing the song. And
that's
I'm like,
a visual.
Yeah, exactly. And I was like, that's slightly disturbing.
That's a little disturbing, exactly.
Yeah. But the song I love. I mean, I'm a huge Cure fan of The Cure. I've seen them many, many times live, and I'm a huge fan. But that video, I was just like, oh, that's kind of, okay.
Right.
I mean, so most people probably would go with something like by Marilyn Manson or something,
right?
Or Nine Inch Nails or something heavier, or, like
Slipknot.
But or Slipknot. Or,
so the other one that I was thinking of when you said that, Land of Confusion by
that was creepy.
Yes,
the puppets.
Yeah, Genesis.
It was
that was
the three
their
of them.
Comeback Genesis,
Phil Collins,
right? The after Genesis.
Well,
right?
no, that was on the Invisible Touch record. So that was 86, I think.
Yeah, but that was after they had.
Well, yeah, they were big in the
again,
70s, right? And then Peter Gabriel left the group,
right?
And then they came back, and it was as the pop, with Phil Collins up front leading, and all that. But and the Land of Confusion video, they're puppets in the entire video, and they're
but
like
the
all
hands
like
are hands, right? Aren't they? The hands are real.
Yes, there's something weird like that.
It was
their faces looked like they like took their dentures out, so their mouths kind of collapsed in on them and stuff, and their chins stuck out too far, and they just looked like.
But then there was a part where the puppets come out of the water, and there's a whole that's just not right. Yeah, no, that's a visual that's just haunting in itself.
So I guess Land of Confusion video. Since we're talking about if it's a creepy video, that's definitely up there.
That's a good one, right? Yeah, that was just off the top of my head too. I was thinking I had to come up with the name while you were talking.
I know.
I couldn't figure that one out.
Yeah.
But yes, that was a disturbing one. And I remember that one coming out. And then I always remember the videos that kind of have that you can't really explain them. Like fish heads.
Oh, fish heads.
You played that
fish heads, roly poly fish heads.
It's just a fish head.
And
it was like
eat them all up, yum.
Yeah. So so you sang the whole thing.
I did.
Now we owe royalties.
Maybe. I don't know. Because that was originally on the Dr. Demento show. That was one of the very first songs which was early 80s on his Sunday night. Was that on K-Rock, I think? I don't remember what station it was.
I'm not sure.
But he would do like a Sunday night, just weird song show.
But he also had a show where he did the Weird Al ones on MTV.
True,
and because
he gave Weird Al kind of his start because he was the first person to play Weird Al,
and
because Weird Al was coming up with these songs.
It was fair play that he got on MTV.
On the Dr. Demento stuff. So but disturbing songs, I can't really think of anything. I mean, there's songs I dislike on that same level that you're talking about. With just like they come on and I'm just like no. I mean, everybody loves American Pie. Bye, American.
Well, I'm always singing
but it's
the Weird Al
one. It's 27 minutes long, and I'm just like, okay, enough. I just can't. I can't. Once you get to like a 14th verse, I'm out. Like I'm like, no, I'm done.
Yeah, I think you relive it once, and then you don't have to relive it.
I've heard it once, and then speaking of Weird Al Yankovic, he did the Saga Begins to American Pie by what's his name, McClane. What is the guy who sang American Pie? It's not John McClane because that's from Die Hard. We talk about Die Hard all the time.
Of course. I can't remember.
It's something McClane, isn't it?
Yeah,
I don't. Anyway, but Weird Al Yankovic did his Star Wars The Saga Begins to the same song, and that was actually funny. And even with that, like, I listened to it twice, and I don't know if I've ever listened to it again.
Right. Exactly.
There's that. Yeah, but Dave and I have definitely different takes on music, and I have like, I think of my top 10 songs, and like, something I'm like, oh my god, this is in my top 10 list. Like, I don't have a specific order, like what's actually number 1 or what's to number 10, but there are songs that they are up there for me as like my favorite songs.
We kind of they all tend to be. I mean, I kind of need to.
Are we going into that now?
We may need to figure that one out for a future broadcast.
You want to? Well, okay. So just off the top of my head, the "Don't Dream Us Over" by Crowded House, absolutely love it. Holding Back the Years by Simply Red.
Right.
I also like Me and Mrs. Jones by Billy Paul, which is a 1970, late 70s, like R&B classic.
Oh, is that Mrs. Jones? Mrs. Jones.
Mrs. Jones.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Got a thing going on.
That's the one.
Yeah, that one. Love that song. Yeah, there's just, those are like some of my favorite. Sitting on the Dock of the Bay, or Otis Redding, Coffee and Cigarettes. That's fantastic. I love, I'm a sucker for old like R&B.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like, Marvin Gaye, Otis Redding, and all that.
I do listen to them. I have them in my list. I mean, I have a bunch of them, but
that stuff.
As far as on repeat or anything like that, mine's all.
So on U2X Radio on Sirius XM, they have a thing called Desire, where like the listeners can send in their top 5 favorite U2 songs, and then they'll play them, and they'll actually get the person to record their little. This song is so special to me because I really like, and it's like they've got it typed out, and you can hear them just reading off to the script of it, which I can't. Yeah. So here's my Dave. In movies to this week, movies are happening at the theaters, and here's the So, but they type out obviously what, why that song means so much to them or where they saw them on tour, but it's all just so like, and this, because they're not people that are normally used to like talking on,
on mic.
Yeah, right. Exactly. And it's very, so anyway, so at one point I was like, maybe I should send in my top 5 favorite U2 songs, because I'm a huge U2 fan, which is really weird because I'm not a religious person and I'm not a political person. And they are probably the most religious and political rock band of all time.
Were you listening to them with that in your mindset?
Not at all.
So that doesn't really play.
I listen to the musicianship. I love the Edge's guitar playing. I love his sounds he comes with. I love what he does as a guitar player, and that's what draws me to the band, because everybody's like, oh, Bono, that's why you go see U2. I'm like, well, I go to see the Edge play guitar.
Exactly. Well, it's like going to see a Striper concert because you're into Christian rock. It wasn't exactly like
but that. But the funny thing is, I actually know a guy who played in Striper. He was their second guitar player. He wasn't the original guitar player.
Okay.
His name is Mike Bailey. He actually still teaches guitar lessons in the Northern Virginia area.
Nice.
And Mike he's a very religious guy. I mean, everything, it's all, and I've known him for years. When I used to work in a guitar shop back in like the 90s, he was one of our guitar teachers, and he is the nicest guy in the world, and love Mike Bailey to death. So Mike, if you ever do listen to this, he played with Striper in their final years before I think they broke up.
Right.
But he was their guitar player, and like he shreds. I mean, he is just like cool, technical, like every note precise player. He's insane. It's just incredible to watch Mike play.
Right.
So going back to the U2 thing real quick. So I was thinking about sending in my top 5 favorite U2 songs, which I had to think long and hard about it, because I'm like, I've got, so many favorites and stuff like that. And then one night we had it on our Sonos speaker in the kitchen while we were making dinner, something like that. And there was like this woman, I think it was like Jennifer from California, and she picked 4 out of the 5 songs that I would have picked.
You would have gotten.
And my wife just gives me the look. She goes, "Oh, maybe you and Jennifer need to be like in," because she obviously picks the same music
totally
you did.
Correlated.
The same. And she goes, "Maybe you need to go meet Jennifer in California."
There it is.
And I'm just
That's funny.
Because 4 out of the 5 songs were songs
4 out of the 5. That's,
which
a good
was
little stab there,
right? And then
especially with how many songs they actually have.
Oh my God, they have.
Tough to kind of throw they've got 5 out there.
Right, that are your top 5 favorite, and and everybody who does that little thing on YouTube X Radio, they all say the same thing. It's like the most difficult to try to pick your top 5, 5 favorite songs. It's just like, how do you do that? Because So maybe on a different episode we'll talk about other, favorite
growing
songs,
up,
like
growing
what
up,
songs, what it
made you kind of you.
Okay,
right?
so we'll get into that.
Mine are just going to be
in
stupid,
a future.
But.
So just stupid. Yeah, because you're
just going to be stupid.
Dave was totally like, the Van Halen, David Lee Roth, the whole party.
Hopper Teacher, Ice Cream Man.
Exactly. The whole party song stuff. And all of that.
Exactly.
So we haven't done car stuff in a couple weeks.
Right.
And I have some car stuff built up. Mm-hmm. So I think I showed you the picture of the one last week. It was on a BMW that I just did not understand, but I didn't have any other car stuff that week, so that's why we didn't really talk about it.
Okay.
It was on a BMW, and it was SUCTEK, and I'm like, Sucktech.
Maybe he just doesn't like tech.
Sucked it. Tech sucks.
Might be, but why wouldn't you do it like tech sucks, like SUX or something?
Yeah.
Unless that was taken. So you had to come up with something.
But if you say it real fast, it's like sounds like it sucked it.
Yeah, maybe.
Sucked it.
Maybe. Whatever you can get past DMV, I guess, is that where you put it in.
I guess.
So to speak.
Okay, so then this other one I saw just the other day, and I was like, okay, well, that one's actually, I got that. And it's H2O MRK.
Oh,
and I'm
watermark.
Like, watermark. Because I was like H2O mark watermark. Got
H20?
it. How my brain has to like wrap around it. I'm like H2O
but you figured
mark.
that part of it out.
Watermark. Got it. I got it. Watermark. I figured one out. I'm not just completely
but like, what is the significance of a watermark? I mean,
I don't know, but it was it was actually creative and then made sense.
But,
like, you know what a watermark is.
Yeah, and that's great, but
what about mom to Zilla or whatever? We still have no clue what the fuck that is. I think it's the letters of their kids or something, but it still makes no sense to anybody outside of their family. So anybody, but
Zelda,
a watermark, I'd be like,
Horatio.
oh, watermark, okay, H2O mark, watermark, got it.
Yes, yeah, pretty much. Yes, but you got it, but it doesn't make any sense to put it on a car.
I guess.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, you're right.
You're just doing it to do it, right? I mean, it doesn't. Just so you can be clever.
I did find this stat out that the state with the most personalized plates in the country
Can I guess? California.
No, it's the state of Virginia.
It is Virginia.
The one we live in.
Virginia.
16.9% of the license plates in Virginia are personalized vanity plates.
Wow.
Yeah. Which was crazy.
Because we just don't know what to do with our money. We're just going to throw it at license plates.
Well, in Northern Virginia, absolutely.
Goodness.
And then there was, hold on, I have the list of the other states too.
Does that mean we're vain? Like,
of course we are.
Vanity.
Of course we are. We just throw our money around like nothing. Like, oh, here, let's just make up plates because we've got money to do
watermark.
I mean, I'm guilty. I've got my hockey NHL plate. So anyway.
Yeah, but well, that's hockey related though. I mean, watermark. I'm still not figuring that one out.
So the next state in the list was New Hampshire with 13.99%.
Really?
Then Illinois with 13.41.
Illinois, wow.
Yeah. And then Nevada with 12.73.
These are all over the place.
Right. And then Montana, 9.8. I was like, Montana really has that many personalized,
there's that many people living in Montana?
There's I think,
that
10,
own cars?
I think there's 10 people and 9.8 of them have personalized plates.
They put them all on.
Yeah, that's how they get that number.
They put it on their tractors.
Right. And I won't get into numbers because it just tapers down from here. It's Maine, Connecticut, New Jersey, North Dakota, and then Vermont.
Those are North Dakota too. Wow. They're all over the place.
Yeah, because they must just really be bored.
Highly populated
like, okay,
areas, but I guess highly populated areas really don't own a lot of cars. They use public transportation.
Oh, you mean like in cities like in New York and like in the city or in
Los Angeles and places like that.
I was actually surprised. California. Aren't there some states that don't even offer personalized plates though? Like you just get the number and whatever, and that's it.
If movies taught us anything, California is like the number one because all of the cars usually had California plates with like some kind of vanity money.
Well, I mean, come on, the DeLorean out of time.
Well, there you go.
I mean, from Back to the Future.
If movies taught us anything.
If movies have taught us anything.
California is okay to...
Did we talk about the new DeLorean last week?
No, we did not get into that.
Oh my gosh, the DeLorean Alpha 5. Have you seen it?
You showed it to me with all the lights and everything on it.
Yes. Okay, maybe
but it didn't have a flux capacitor.
But there was no flux capacitor, but it looks like it does because the lights that do all the stuff.
But yeah.
So DeLorean Alpha 5, it comes out later this year and it's going to be like $125,000. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Well, they're revamping their image, I guess.
Well, I mean, it's only taken, 60 years.
Right.
To
now, it was an electric car?
And it's all electric.
And
yes.
it's electric.
It's all electric.
Right.
So
I thought
it's kind of like on that, that Tesla thing. So speaking of Teslas, the next license plate that I saw going back to license plates was, and it was an O, not a 0. It was O liter. So like 0 liter, like, so it doesn't take gas.
Burn any gas.
Right. Because it's an electric car and it was on a Tesla.
Because in Europe, they sell liters.
Right. Yes, exactly. Nice. So it's not, Then I saw this on a Mercedes, or no, not Mercedes, on a Maserati SUV. And I'm still not 100% sure of this one. PLM RCR. And I was like, plumber circle? Like, what is that?
PLM RCR.
PLM RCR.
Plum racer?
But what's a plum racer? And it was on a Maserati SUV. I don't know what that is. I don't know. Again, that's another one.
Don't know.
Listeners,
that's another one.
Talk
yes,
to us
please.
if you can figure that out.
In.
Plum racer. Plum.
If he's listening, if they're listening, that person.
PL Mr. Corner. I don't know. I didn't know what that one was. That seemed really weird. I was seeing if I had another car thing. Oh, there's I don't know if you've heard about this. So, the Bay Bridge.
Yes.
Not the one in Baltimore that collapsed. Not the Key Bridge. That was the Key Bridge?
That was the Francis Scott Key.
Francis Scott Key Bridge. Yeah, the Key Bridge. So anyway, the Bay Bridge to go out to Ocean City, Maryland and stuff like that.
On
that
the
one,
Eastern Shore.
It's this huge bridge, and there is now a company that waits on both sides of the bridge, and they will get in, and you can pay them to drive you in your car across the bridge for people that are terrified of bridges.
Wow. That's not going to save you from falling off a bridge, though.
Having somebody else driving.
Right, or the bridge collapses or anything like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not going to save you anything.
Seems that's so, but there's people that are terrified.
So how do they get around any other time when they come up on a bridge that's just small,
that doesn't have somebody that'll drive them across?
Or what about that wonderful ramp that Leesburg put in? That kind of
flyover.
That's kind of a bridge.
It is.
So what do they do when they come to that? They just drive through town.
And go around.
Yeah,
catch 15 on the other side.
I'm guessing they find other route.
I don't know, but yeah, there's people that are terrified of like going across large bridges. But anyway, so there's now a company that you can stop. And then a driver will get in and drive you across, and then they have and then the other side they'll drive people back. But
I'm in the wrong business.
I know, right? Just drive people across a bridge,
right? So how do they get back to the other side? I drive the person over. Now I'm on the opposite side, so then I've got a 9 o'clock that I've got to drive back over from.
Well, they might have a company car on each side, so when they get dropped off on the other side, if there's not somebody waiting for a ride back, they can just get in the company car and drive the company car back across, and then vice versa. Someone can drive it back
over there. Then.
But then I guess another employee.
I guess it would have to be 2 people.
It would have to be more than 2 people. Right? It would have to be 3 or 4 people.
I would. And then it depends on how many people
and somebody
you have
could drive
doing
the other car back.
I would like to know how many of the numbers on how many people actually are taking this service.
I don't know. Well, okay, so this story was on NBC4DC.com.
So
it's on Channel 4's website. So if you want, I'll send you the link if you want to research that for next week.
I'll call
and find out how that business works. Yes. That would be,
I'm liking this. This is good. Maybe there'll be a sponsor.
Yeah, exactly. We're now doing investigative reporting, just like the news already did. But we're just going to look it up. We're just going to do it dig again. Further.
Yes.
Yeah, because we're that.
Because we have
smart.
questions. We have questions.
Yeah. Because we're that smart.
We're in depth.
Sucked it. I don't understand that.
I'm suck tech.
Suck tech.
I guess they're just trying to be cute. That's all I can think of.
I'm not really sure.
No. Well, you see some fun things when you're out.
I do. And again, I've got the dash cam now, and I was thinking about it again the other day driving, and I'm like, I don't ever see anything exciting.
You're picking
the dash
license
cam.
plates.
I'm seeing license plates.
I guess you're seeing stuff.
You're
seeing something.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You want to go into TV movies?
Got that. Yeah.
All right. So TV movies. I got a bunch of TV movie stuff. So
okay.
That came up this past week and things that have come out and everything. Last of Us season 2 with Pedro Pascal and what's her name? Ella.
Okay.
Whatever. It's the HBO, the Max one, about the video game that they made into a TV show.
The zombie one.
Yeah, the zombie. Yeah, right. So they are shooting season 2 right now. Sweet. It is in production. And they announced that it's only going to be 7 episodes, where the first season was 8 episodes. But the 7 episodes, they're going to be like longer episodes, like hour and 10, hour and 15, maybe an hour and a half.
Missing one.
Yeah, so it'll still be the same amount of time, because last season, or in season 1, I think every episode was around that 40 some minutes, so they could edit it for TV to like commercial television if need be or whatever. The now second season is, so there'll be longer episodes, which is what Stranger Things did with their last season. I mean, the last 3 episodes of Stranger Things were something like a combined almost like 4 hours or almost 5 hours in the last 3 episodes. Each episode was like an hour and a half, an hour and 40, an hour. It was like you're just watching a movie.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not just an hour
piecing it together. Yeah,
which was great. But I mean, everybody loves Stranger Things, right?
I like that one. I love their ice cream,
and I love The Void.
Did you finish that one off over the weekend?
I did not finish off.
You didn't get the kids to review it either, did you?
No, I let them try the crappy ones. We haven't got to the good ones yet. So yeah, they all disliked the pineapple upside down because it was just it had that sorbet-ish kind of thing, and they didn't like it.
Icy flavor.
They did like Jilly, I think, liked the peanut butter, the triple extravaganza.
Oh, she did.
She liked that one.
Oh, she
and what was the other one I let them try? Because I kept the Void and the Cinnabon to myself,
butterscotch.
And the butterscotch to myself.
Of course.
It was the mint one. There was the mint, mint flair, which London, my son liked it. He was like, but
I still don't know why they didn't use Flair, like Flayer, because that's the monster name.
Oh, yeah.
And it would have been like blood, kind of. I don't know. Mint Flayer.
I don't know. And then this week on the post on the Facebook and Twitter post and everything, I said that we did the taste test in the last episode, and we tried 6 out of the 7 flavors, but why weren't there 11?
Oh.
Because the girl, she's 11.
Oh,
Dave, right there with it.
Sorry,
like a firecracker.
Yeah, I'm
He's on top of the jokes.
Just
right
tight.
there with us.
It's tight, isn't it?
Oh my gosh. All right, moving on. Thanks, Dave. Oh, anyway, so Last of Us Season 2 in production. They're hoping that it will be successful enough to where they will still have a Season 3 and a Season 4 to wrap up the story with the Season 4. But I think they will, because Season 1 was really popular.
Yes.
Season 2, I think, is going to be, so I don't think they'll have any problems doing a 3rd and 4th season to wrap up the full story.
Well, story's got to be a story, right? It can't just be like, we're just going to string you along with and then throw a couple of zombies at you and expect you to kind of
and hang on to it. I mean, as long as they don't go like 12 seasons like Walking Dead did, because Walking Dead just got to the point where like, okay, got it, zombies chasing me, whatever,
right. Well,
poke them in the head with a knife,
a little drama,
okay,
too.
Got it, okay,
so.
So other sequels that are coming out, the Toy Story 5 has finally picked their director.
Wow.
Did you hear about this?
No, I did not hear about this.
Okay, so Andrew Stanton, who has literally he's worked on every Toy Story movie, 1, 2, 3, and 4, in doing other stuff in it, and they have now pegged him to direct Toy Story 5. And both Tim Allen and Tom Hanks have committed to coming back to voice Woody and Buzz, and all that. They are hoping for a June 19th, 2026 release date.
Okay.
So I mean, we're still almost 2 years out.
We're a little ways.
We're like 2 years out still from that. But, understandable. It's an animated movie, but it's Pixar.
It's Pixar, so they got everything still in the computer. So they'll pull it all out.
But they're still, So Toy Story 5, everybody said they should have stopped it after 3, because 3 was just like,
Is that the Heart Wrencher one where they almost caught on fire?
Yes.
And then they all kind of went to the girl. And I thought that would have been the best
story's
part,
over.
right?
Yeah, because Andy passes along the toys to the little girl. And it's like, there you go. And he goes to college. That should have been.
Right.
Yeah,
and then that should have been a Disney show, like a television show.
Yeah.
Right. And you do shorts with
But
them.
then they did the 4, which, it was
the whole movie.
Which was, it was okay. I enjoyed it because it was good to see the band back together. And I mean, I love Toy Story and, all that. So, So anyway, so they have picked their director for number 5. I found out this past week also. You're going to love this one. There's gonna be a Roadhouse sequel.
Oh no!
It has been confirmed. Jake Gyllenhaal is returning for a Roadhouse. Yeah, right. Exactly, for a Roadhouse sequel.
Yes.
One thing, and so he is actually completely hellbent on this, and he made a comment that he wants to get Willie Nelson in the movie. As one of the small characters, as a minor character, because Willie Nelson has been in like something like 20 or 30 movies over the years, but it's like literally like one or two lines, or like he doesn't carry the film.
Right.
He's not even really supporting it. He's just like a guy in like a scene who comes, and it's like Willie Nelson.
Right.
So apparently Jake Gyllenhaal was listening to a lot of Willie Nelson while he was, well, I guess, I don't know if it was while they're filming or while since then or whatever, but he goes, yeah, we've got to get Willie Nelson as a character, because Willie Nelson's like 90 now, but he's still kicking. He's still on tour. He just put a new record out. And, Jake Gyllenhaal, like, we've got to get, he goes, I want to get Willie Nelson in the movie, and I want to get him on the soundtrack doing a song with Post Malone.
Okay.
Because Post Malone was in the first Roadhouse movie, he was the first guy that he fought at the very beginning of the movie in the ring, the guy with the tattoos and all.
Right.
Yeah. So that was so Post Malone's done a little acting and stuff, but he wants to get Willie Nelson and Post Malone on the soundtrack together, and Willie Nelson in the new Roadhouse 2 movie, which does not have a release date yet. But
right. Well, I'm still waiting for Smokey and the Bandit 3. So
really,
or 4. I think it's
Can that
4.
even? Is Jerry Reed still alive?
Jerry Reed.
Is Jerry Reed still alive?
That
alive or dead? We have to check.
I think he's passed. I think
yeah. I mean, we don't have Bert. We don't have Jackie anymore. We don't have. I mean, Sally's still around. Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that would be Smoking the Bandit 3.
We know Jackie Gleason's
gone. I think yeah, we know Jackie Gleason's gone. Really?
Yes.
So what about the one who was the son in Jackie Gleason's son? Is he still alive?
I would have to say
actor?
He is probably still alive, yes.
Gotcha. And little Enos is dead.
Enos.
Big Enos and Little Enos, the ones who put the bet down for them to. Yeah, Little Enos is dead.
Oh no!
I don't know.
How do you know that? How do you know that?
He died years ago. It's Andy Williams. Andy Williams is his name, right?
Yes,
I'm almost positive
you
it
are
was.
correct.
And
True. Yes.
So yeah, he passed away years ago.
Okay, but Big Enos, I have no clue.
He's got to be dead,
right?
You would think.
Maybe.
I don't know. Again, it's been quite a few episodes since we've done a Dead or Alive.
Oh, I have to
so
throw that.
We'll have to do some research.
That's one of our 2 alive, 1 dead kind of.
Oh
things.
yeah, like 2 fake, 1 real.
Right.
Yeah, but
Who's
Dead or
alive,
Alive.
dead,
We did that in one episode, like back earlier. We did a Dead or Alive.
Oh my God,
if they were dead or alive. We'll have to do some research for that. Okay. Going into TV. Oh no, we got still got a couple more movie things.
Mm-hmm.
So they are finally, and it is apparently in production. They are making the new Tron movie.
Oh,
live action.
I heard about this one.
This week they released a still of the villain's red suit, with the lines and stuff on it, and I mean, it looks exactly like a DeLorean Alpha 5.
Oh, so it's the same. Yes,
no, but it has the red and the line, and so it's like think Tron and the outfits and stuff. But the Tron Legacy came out in 2013.
Yes.
Was it? I think
I would think that's
somewhere.
About right. We're kind of far away from that, right?
It's been it's been over 10 years. Is this just to
keep the franchise in Disney? I mean, is that how they do that so it doesn't get stolen? And
this will, when you think about it, the original Tron came out in 83, 82, something like that, and then it took them almost 30 years to come out with the second one, and now it's like another 10 years. The fact that there are a lot of, I love Tron. I was a huge Tron fan of the original. I remember seeing it in theaters.
Yes.
And, I went and saw Legacy in the theater with my dad, actually, years ago. He was out visiting. I'm like, hey, let's go see Tron. He's like, yeah, okay, that's cool. And so we went and saw it with my dad.
Right.
And, because he was always a fan also, because he was always into the sci-fi stuff and everything. So I'm very, very interested to see how the next Tron is called Tron Ares, I believe.
Oh, okay.
And I forget what they're looking at a 2025 release date on that. They didn't give a date, but in 2025 is what they were looking at to release.
Cool.
The Ghostbusters bomb.
Oh,
okay. So Ghostbusters Frozen Empire.
Yes.
Went down as being a bomb, even though it broke $200 million.
Right.
And they still say they still lost around 60 to 70 million on the movie. But it broke $200 million.
Right.
There's a Ghostbusters animated series that Netflix has licensed or whatever that they're going to be making, and they're saying that now might be in jeopardy because
of that.
Because of the bomb of Ghostbusters Frozen Empire and how it didn't do any money. But with all the box office numbers, which we've talked about this in the past weeks, like, Furiosa and Garfield, and they didn't even do 60 million on a holiday weekend.
So 200.
But the fact that, a movie, Ghostbusters came out early this year and did 200 million, they're saying it's a flop because, yes, it lost money, but it's made a hell of a lot more money than anything else has been making out there.
Right. Now, is that worldwide or just domestic?
That was, I believe, that's a good question. I have to look that up.
See, if that was 200 total, that might be the clincher.
So I do have the numbers, and I found this a couple weeks ago, of all of the Ghostbusters movies.
Okay.
Now, of course, these are not, recalculated due to inflation and all of that. But this is how much money these movies brought in at the time. The original Ghostbusters. Okay, this is global box office numbers. Okay, so this is worldwide. This is everything after U.S. everywhere, all over the world,
complete run.
The first Ghostbusters movie, its global box office take was $295 million.
Right, and imagine how many times we referenced that one, though.
Oh, right? Yeah.
So the story was amazing. It was a unique storyline.
It was funny as hell.
Yes.
I mean, it
had the right cast of characters,
funny writers, funny director, fun. I mean, it was just like it. Yeah. And did you know John Belushi was originally supposed to be I did hear about that. And then he died, and then that's when
they had to go with
they brought in So Belushi was actually written in the script to be. So, and did you know that Eddie Murphy turned down Ghostbusters?
Oh, really?
Yeah, I heard that somewhere too. He thought that it was too, just
wasn't going to work.
Yeah, I mean, and he was just breaking on Saturday Night Live, and because it was mid '80s, and he just didn't. Yeah, and I don't know if he was supposed to be the Ernie Hudson. I guess he was supposed to be the black guy. So
could have been any.
But he turned it. Yeah, Eddie Murphy had turned down Ghostbusters, the original movie.
Wow.
Okay, so the second Ghostbusters movie, global box office intake, $215 million. So I mean, it's it less than the first one, but it's a sequel. We get that, understand it. It wasn't as good either as the first one. I mean, it was like definitely So, but then when the Ghostbusters Answer the Call came out, which was the all-female cast one,
right,
its global intake was $229 million.
Okay,
so it was more than Ghostbusters 2,
right? But still, yes,
yeah.
But
we've talked about this even on early episodes. We've talked about how I liked the Ghostbusters, Answer the Call. I thought it was I did not mind the female leads. I thought they were all hysterical,
right?
And it was funny, but everybody talked so much trash about that movie, and the women they came, they're screwing Ghostbusters over, blah blah, and all this crap. It was a funny movie. I enjoyed it, and the numbers, the fact it did better than Ghostbusters 2,
at least,
right? So but they're saying that was a flop also, and I'm like, okay, well, whatever. So then Ghostbusters Afterlife global intake. Well, I keep saying intake. That's weird. Global take, was 203.
Oh, and that was supposed to get all the hype of getting everyone back together.
Right. And Afterlife was not the new one that's out, but the one we got before that. Right. Yeah. And it was good.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun. And it was and that was only 203. And I'm like, well, wait a second. The female cast one that everybody hated and was hating on.
When was it? Was it?
Afterlife was just, it was right around COVID. Right? Wasn't it 2020?
Yeah, I think it was.
They delayed it because it was supposed to be out. So it was 2020 or 2021 because they delayed it because of COVID.
Right.
So, Ghostbusters Frozen Empire, the new one, just broke 200.
Just 200.
Globally. So they've all broke 200.
But, yeah.
And but you've got Frozen Empire's done almost as good as Afterlife, which everybody did like, but then Frozen Empire, everybody says shit and just a complete money grab because they're trying. I don't know. I love Ghostbusters. I still haven't watched Frozen Empire.
I haven't
I'll
either.
watch it soon, hopefully.
Yeah, we
were supposed to go see it and then review it, but we didn't.
Well, when's it going to come out on one of your streaming?
I don't know. Hopefully, it's supposed to be, I think, on Max sooner than later.
Wasn't it last summer that it came out, or
no?
Fall?
Frozen Empire came out in March.
This March?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't. Yeah. Duh.
Like 2.5 months ago.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm losing it. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, you are losing it.
I am. I have no track. No sense of time.
My last thing in the movies TV thing is a TV show is getting a reboot.
Uh-oh.
And they are rebooting The X-Files.
Oh, no way.
And they're doing it without Mulder and Scully.
Oh, really?
So no Dave Duchovny and no Gillian Anderson.
Right.
Dave Duchovny was quoted as saying he wishes them luck on the project.
Well, that's true.
And Gillian Anderson says the project is in good hands because she knows who's producing and directing and writing all stuff. But it's not what's his name who did the original X-Files, whatever.
Josh Whedon? No,
no. Josh Whedon did Firefly and all that stuff.
Right.
It was
right.
It'll come to me at some point.
Right.
Anyway, so she says the project's in good hands, and she teased that she is open to returning if they give her a call and want her to come in and, come back as Scully and,
right.
and even if it's just a minor role, not like in a major storyline or anything, but just like she's like, I'm available. She was like, I would totally come back in and, if you want Scully to come in and do some X-Files stuff with the whole new, So I was like, that's pretty cool.
Well, they need the lone gunman to come.
Yeah.
That was a good part of that.
That one. Oh, so you...
Cool.
Oh, right. I forgot. And then,
yeah.
Gosh, I keep forgetting so much stuff. I'm going to have to cut that too because that's just like ridiculous. Also.
No, it was good.
So did you watch the beginning of Star Wars Acolyte?
No, I didn't. I missed it.
My gosh. Okay. I watched the first 2 episodes.
And has it pulled you in or?
Yeah, I like it. It's getting panned by the critics.
I know it is.
And I watched it and it feels like Star Wars Episode 1 minus Jar Jar Binks.
Really?
So I know that movie gets a lot of flack. This is Episode 1, but this takes place 100 years before Episode 1 takes place. But
so
my one thing that's kind of weird is they still talk on the little comms device that looks like the cigarette plug-in, like that you put in your car and like set to talk to each other.
Oh,
like,
really? The little knob.
Yeah, the little knobby. Like it looks like you plug it into your cigarette lighter to heat to light your cigarette. Yeah, because C-3PO. And Luke had it on the Death Star, right? And they still that's their comms. And I'm like, this is 100 years before that, and they didn't improve that system at all in that
between 100 years. Yes, even our iPhones get upgrades every month.
Yeah, we get a new iPhone every year. Come on, seriously. If you go back to the iPhone 1 to iPhone 15 now,
and they're flying all over space, and they can't get their comms right.
It's been 100 years.
It can't be a button or anything. It's got to be this little microphone.
The only thing that seems slightly different is their clothes. Like in the Jedi on Coruscant, in the Jedi, training facility, like their Jedi outfits aren't the same as they are in the later, they are a little, they look a little
less refined or
I mean, like, they haven't like fully tweaked them yet, like to what they were. So like they weren't, they look slightly a little stiff, a little too officially kind of thing.
Right.
But they're Jedi. They got to have something loose that they can,
move
flip
around
through the air and laser people's heads off and stuff.
Who doesn't need that?
I enjoy it. I like it.
Okay. Well, I'll give it a try.
It started, and then I've got a theory. So I'm gonna let you watch first, and then we'll come back around to that about what my theory of maybe where it's going on that. Cool. But I did watch it, but the critics are hating it, and even on I think like IMDb or whatever, it's only has like a 5.9 out of 10, and I'm like. It's just like Episode 1. Like, why do people have to judge the shit out of the Star Wars movies? Like, I'm a Star Wars fan. I've got to this point in my life where I'm like, just enjoy it. It's a new story, and it's Star Wars.
Right.
So if you're going to be like this, Star Wars, this is how it is, and blah 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 type thing.
There's no
just
canon
get over
here.
yourself. Oh my God, seriously, like you take it way too fucking serious.
Well, then you're not having fun watching the show, right? Because if you're going to nitpick the whole thing to death, then you're not going to get anything.
And that's how I got, because when episodes, The Force Awakens came out and Last Jedi and all that stuff came out, I was right in there when Rogue One came out, I guess it was, which was the side movie between
the
Rogue One. I wanted to enjoy it, and I sat as a Star Wars fan picking it apart as I was watching it.
Right.
And I was just like, I didn't like it, blah, blah, blah. And all these people were like, oh, Rogue One was really good. And I'm just like, I didn't like it at all because of this and because of that and whatever.
Right.
And it took me, and that movie is what changed me, was the swing for me to just fucking get on the ride and enjoy it after that, because I was so disappointed, but I was disappointed because I picked it apart, not because it was a bad movie. I've gone back and watched it going, okay, it wasn't bad. And it was like, but if I was being so harsh and critical of it, and I've now switched, I've gotten older, and I'm just at that point of don't giving a shit. I'm just like, and I've said, many times, just, shut up, get in, sit down, enjoy the ride. Like, that's just it. Like, same with Indiana Jones,
Yeah. Well,
just go that route.
That's true too. Yeah, exactly. You got to know what you're getting into when you're going to go see these things. It's just a freaking movie.
So check out, the Star Wars Acolyte on Disney Plus, and the first 2 episodes. Actually, I think episode 3 comes out today. So
okay,
so you got some watching to do. They're only like 43 minutes. Yeah. There's very minimal reading because of the different aliens
of the alien language. Yes.
So there's only a little bit of reading
thank
to do.
Okay, well, yeah,
and you can watch that.
I'll have someone read it to me.
So speaking of Star Wars,
yes,
I saw this, and this is a surprise. I haven't told you about this. Oh, every time I go for the drawer, you know it's something good, right?
Oh no, okay. You gotta.
I saw these.
Oh no!
I saw these a week or so ago, and then I found them in the store today. They're in the drawer.
I saw this commercial. Right. I was going to get these too.
The Star Wars Oreos.
The dark side and the light side.
Exactly. It says the Star Wars Oreos, dark side or light side.
Oh, that's
open
perfect.
To discover your destiny.
Nice.
And I'm just like, I told the kids at dinner.
Is it going to be dark or light in them?
Yeah, I think the whole
they were
pack.
Like 50-50.
So it's red or blue cream with kyber crystal inspired sugar crystals.
Oh,
that's
God.
Funny. Okay.
Oh, they're going to be
so
crunchy
when you open
Jesus.
the bag, you find out if it's the dark side or the light side. So red is the dark side and blue is the light side.
Right.
I don't think it's a mixed combo. I think you get a whole bag, like either your dark
one
side
or the other.
So we're going to open this right now.
Oh, I thought it was like you reach and you pick, and then it's like, oh, that's a red one. Oh, it's a blue one.
You think that there's? Well, I'm gonna pull the top off here.
I have a feeling you're going to.
I think I'm getting a whole bag.
Red. I hate red. Yes.
No, I want red. I want to be on the dark side.
No, I'm just saying though.
And I told my kids that at dinner. I'm like, they better be the dark side.
I can tell you
I don't want the wussy Luke Skywalker. Like, I want to go to Toshi Station to pick up some power converters.
So this is the second week we're going to get inundated with food coloring. So who knows what we're putting in our system.
After the Stranger Things ice cream, my poop was black. So disappointed.
Oh, no.
So disappointed. We got the blue ones.
You got the blues.
We got the light side.
Oh, no.
We got the light side Oreos. Oh, and they're kind of like double stuffs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're crazy thick.
Yeah, these are thicker than normals. Okay. Respect. Because I love double stuffs, because double stuffs are not nearly as thick as they used to be.
No.
And the regular Oreos are like there's next to no filling in regular Oreos.
Yeah, they're barely going. But
so how do you like it?
It's an Oreo, for God's sake. It's no different.
It's an Oreo. It's great. I love it. It's an Oreo.
Well, it's like it's like vanilla ice cream. It's just vanilla ice cream.
Right.
It's what you see as an Oreo. There's not this isn't like blue milk flavored or anything like that. It's just regular Oreos.
Yeah, it's red or blue cream with kyber whatever.
Oh, the kyber crystal parts. I can't even tell those. I can't even taste those. I don't even know if that's a thing.
Okay, I'm trying mine now.
And it's not like it's sparkling. I mean, okay, so it's just there's some white in mine, so they didn't really color all mine.
There's white in mine too.
That's weird, right? I mean, it should be completely blue. What is the white part for? They couldn't. So now they can't really use all the food coloring in this one. They got just a little bit of white.
Maybe the kyber crystals are in the blue part and the white part's like the normal Oreo filling without anything mixed in it.
Or maybe it's the other way around. Maybe the blue is the regular filling and then the
don't put your chocolate in my peanut butter.
Yes, who knows? Yes. Peanut butter is in my chocolate. Your void is in my cinnamon bun.
Yeah, don't put your void in my cinnamon bun.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, well, okay. I can kind of crunch in the filling and get the crystals.
Right, you can taste like a little like sugar crystal-y in there.
It's like it didn't get cooked or it didn't get dissolved all the way. Kind of sugary.
It's like when you put the sprinkles on your ice cream that are the little tiny sugar crystal ice sprinkles.
Yes, and it's the sugar. Yeah, it's kind of like that, but smaller, like not huge, but
right.
But you can tell it's like eating sand.
I'm disappointed that there was a blue because I wanted the red. I wanted the dark side.
You wanted the red. I know. I'm so sorry.
50,
you have to be good, unfortunately.
Okay. So Dave
just this week
brought over some cookies as well.
I do have
as part of a taste test.
Our taste test kitchen is hot and going. I made. This was an interesting little grab off of the Pinterest. It's a copycat recipe for Thin Mints.
Thin Mints.
I tried Thin Mints.
He brought in this bag with like ice packs in it.
Yes.
He said the chocolate on the outside would melt.
Yeah, the chocolate will not stay unmelty. So
it's in the fridge right now.
Regular chocolate. So
I'm going to go grab them.
Okay, perfect.
We're going to pause for 1 second.
Yes.
And we'll be right back with the Thin Mint cookies.
It'll melt on the way here. Yeah. Just walk it over to the mic.
Okay, so I went and got the cookies out of the fridge, and I come back with one on a napkin, one for each one of us on a napkin out of the fridge.
Yes.
And what do you say to me?
I said, I'm not eating them because I don't eat them. I don't like them.
He doesn't like mint.
I don't like mint.
And I said, why the fuck did you make Thin Mint
okay, but a lot of my cooking,
if it's something you won't even eat?
You understand that a lot of the cooking that I do because I make for other people. I don't always make for me. So a lot of the times it's just that. So, the process was interesting with this one too. It's like making a regular cookie. It was butter, sugar, and mint flavor. And then you mix it all together and then you put the flour with the cocoa in it. You bake the cookie in little like chip sizes, basically. But mine were a little thicker because I didn't know how to cut it so thin, because every time I tried to cut it, I had a wire cutter, but I tried cutting it and they just turned out thicker than regular Thin Mints.
I like them. They're good.
There's a good one.
So there's these cookies that you can get at Starbucks that are the little mint, like just like they're graham crackers covered in chocolate.
Okay.
But it's a dark chocolate, and this has a very similar taste to that, except where you've added the mint into it.
Right.
So the consistency is fantastic because it's like those cookies, which my wife loves.
Right.
And if you've ever been to Starbucks and seen those right up by the register of the counter, there's like these little graham cracker, chocolate covered graham crackers.
Yeah.
So good. So good.
Oh, okay.
This reminds me of that a lot, just adding the mint flavor into it.
Yeah. So there's mint in the cookie, and there's also a little bit of mint in the chocolate. And I used, I had the Ghirardelli. So
you used the good chocolate? Oh,
yeah.
You brought me the good chocolate.
Of course I did.
Oh, that's why Dave loves me.
I wasn't going to go on broadcast with
shitty
my chocolate.
Gosh, he got the good chocolate for
It wasn't going to be the waxy chocolate. Are you kidding?
Oh, my heart's melting right now.
Oh, for God's sake. Your cookie is going to be melting in 2 minutes. I don't know what happened with the chocolate. I know, it's going to be
sitting here. Like, it's fine right now.
Is it still okay?
We'll get back to it.
Yeah, it'll be a melty mess.
Gotcha.
So yeah, well, I'm glad, because then so I gave you like 10 I had a bunch of them. So yeah, they got the same kind of review from the kids too. Chase, Chase loved them. Well, Chase loved them because they have a chewier center than the regular completely crisp thin that you get from the Girl Scout cookies.
Oh, well, see mine. Yeah, right.
Because mine was a little thicker. And when you cook them, you're supposed to cook them through. And I actually cooked them until the edges got a little hard. Right. So the middle actually stayed a little softer than normal. And then when it cools down, they're still cooking. So it actually cooked through.
Okay.
And there's our kitchen segment.
Well, there you go, ladies. He cooks segment. Too.
There we go. Cookies galore.
Hey, but he's taking hands off.
So yes. So maybe maybe we'll work on doing copycats throughout.
Throughout that's a good taste test. I enjoy that.
So and I brought enough for the family.
Kids.
So you spread those around.
We will. The kids will have those tomorrow. They'll be like, what?
I'd like to hear how they feel about those.
Oh, okay. So, we're done with taste tests for now.
Is that good? Okay.
For this week. The two taste tests back-to-back episodes, taste tests.
Yes.
2 weeks in a row.
Perfect. Well, you surprised. So Dave pulled out of the big...
yeah, the Oreos. That was like it because I just saw that today. I like surprising you like that. Like, just totally like catching you off guard. You're like, wait, what?
He's going for the drawer
either. He's going for the drawer.
The big drawer of mystery.
At my desk, he's going for the drawer. There must be a taste test.
Perfect.
It's coming. So Dave texted me last night. I was watching the Stanley Cup. I had it on at work, and he was watching it at home or something. And then
over the back, over the side. Yeah.
Well, they were cleaning the house and stuff like that.
Yeah, it was over my shoulder.
So, and we'll get to the hockey in a second. But so he sends me this text, and he asks me. He goes, I just found on Craigslist a pickleball
racket. And I was like, it's one. It was one. And I went, you've got to be kidding me. You know what they wanted for this thing?
You told me, and I was a little shocked.
Freaking $100. And I went,
and it's used.
And it was $100. And I go, and then it said, the weirdest thing though, is that it said, oh, but it's $250 normal. And I went, what?
Retail is $250 for a pickleball
and
racket.
I went, what? I was just in Costco, and you could get the whole kit of like that and 4 pickleballs, and it was like $80 or $70. It was like nothing. Wow. And I was like, wait, I'm sorry.
These are those pro pickleball players.
Don't
fucking
here's the
get
deal.
Me started on pickleball.
Here's the deal. They had beginner rackets, but they also had the more advanced ones for spin. When coming off of the pickleball. And I looked it up, and I was just like, that's insane. And I was just like, okay, I guess. Everything is like that now, right? You either can be an amateur and just want to do it on weekends and whatever, just have fun and do whatever, or you can throw a crap load of money at it and say you're a pro pickleballer, which is a thing, right? ESPN Ocho probably had the Ocho, right?
That and the tag, people run around trying to tag each other.
So there's more to this, because then I'm looking that up, right? And I'm seeing by price these things go by, and then all of a sudden I saw a pickleball in a picture, right? And at the bottom it said $219. And I went, are you kidding me? For one ball. And of course I went ballistic. I'm like, what the hell? It's just a pickleball ball. And they're just wiffle balls, right?
Right. It was like a wiffle ball, ping pong ball combo.
It was for 100 of them though.
Oh,
like
100.
A whole crate case of them.
Say,
and
my
it kind of threw me off. I was like, but why 200? Who needs 100 pickleballs though?
So you can practice, man.
What?
Practice
You're not knocking them over the fence. You're in a
right, exactly.
Right?
Because they won't go that far.
They're just wiffle balls. You're not hitting them that hard to go over the fence anyway.
I mean, and all of us have done like, the tennis ball thing with the tennis racket over
tennis
the fence.
balls go. I mean, tennis balls actually fly.
It's out of here. Yeah, exactly.
The bachelor party.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
A bachelor party. Back when Tom Hanks was really funny.
Yes.
That was funny.
Yes.
I'd love to see him do a bachelor party too.
Bachelor party. Hey, it's on the
for
books.
His son's bachelor
party. Should be on
party.
The books.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well,
Let's see how that works.
So bachelor party 2, he gives his son a bachelor party.
A bachelor party.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah. Wow. Hey, there we go. Another script.
There it is.
Put it on the stack.
Put it on there.
Put it on the stack. We're keeping that idea too. So yeah, I'm not a big fan of the pickleball. I know I have some friends that are really into it. Yes. I just can't. I'm just like I played tennis when I was younger, so I enjoy tennis and I like tennis. And yeah,
when we were younger, right?
Yeah, but the whole now we've shrunk it down and made it. I don't know. It just seems like dumbed down tennis on like a smaller, same court but a smaller. It's
for the older people.
We offended the bicyclists last week. Might as well piss off the pickleball players this week.
Well, it's a small court. It might as well be like 4 corners, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's that small. It's somewhat small.
Well, do you remember volleyball?
Yes.
Like you played inside in
you played
indoor
a racquetball court.
In racquetball,
yes.
Yeah. It was volleyball in
a racquetball court. Right.
In a racquetball, yeah,
volleyball.
So
you didn't have the ball going every which way.
Yeah.
But yes, you could play it off the wall. You could do whatever.
A little crazy.
That's some. Yeah. And there's the way the sports are evolving.
Right. Okay. Well, hopefully hockey stays the same. So the Stanley Cup started.
Well, they have broomball, right?
Yeah. We have broomball at the rink.
Right. Oh, you do?
Yeah.
No way.
We have the broomball sets under the,
but is a league?
There's people. No. It's when companies come in like, oh, can we play broomball? I'm like, yeah, sure. We got a set. And like we run on the ice for an hour and they do their team building and play broomball.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So anyway.
I didn't know.
Yeah, so they broomball.
Professional broomball.
One year at our holiday party, we went out and we actually played broomball on skates because all of our employees know how to skate.
Right.
So we were like, well, let's just put our skates on because we're going to be skating anyway. And we played broomball with like the little mini mite nets.
Right.
And had that out on the ice and played it on skates. So it was hockey on skates, but with the broom ball and the ball, which was like it's a harder thing to hit. And
right.
We had a blast.
Do you remember
we were all
when
laughing
we used
and having
to
so much
play
fun.
at the rink, right? We used to take the
with brooms
caps from the Coke dispenser things.
Yeah.
And we would fill them with popcorn and tape it all together.
Yeah.
And obliterate those pucks. Like we would hit it and it would be fine for a while, but that plastic wouldn't last very long.
Yeah. I don't want to take so many hits.
It just shattered and corn went everywhere.
Yep.
Yeah, that was fun.
I do remember that. That was good times. Good times.
Good times
at the movie theater.
We were there so late that one time we almost opened the theater again.
Yeah,
wasn't that like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning? And then the cleaners
overnight cleaning crew came in and they left. Yeah, and it was like, okay, bye.
So we were still kind of screwing around.
Here.
That was a good
summer.
Good summer.
Oh, that was fun. Fun times.
There we go.
So the NHL Stanley Cup has started.
Yes.
The Florida Panthers are up 2-0 in the series over Edmonton.
They jump out at home.
Florida looks really good. Absolutely. And with Florida being the home team, meaning 4 out of the 7 games, if it goes 7 games, would be in Florida. For Edmonton, you've got to win one in their barn.
Oh, yeah.
You have to win a game in their barn to even have a chance.
Up, right.
Yeah. And now Florida's won their first 2 games at home, and now they go to Edmonton.
They did their job.
And if Florida wins one there, I'm going to say good night, Edmonton, because, it's going to take a miraculous turnaround for that Edmonton team right now.
Right.
Florida is just crushing them.
So there's 3 things that I need to figure out. Why ESPN has to put the name over the players.
On the power play? Yes. During the power play.
Like, okay, you're not doing it all the time.
You know their top lines out there. You know McDavid's out there. You know Dreisaitl's out there. You know Hyman's out there.
Any other time?
Yeah. Yeah. You know Kachuk's on the ice.
That's annoying as hell.
Yeah.
I hate that part. And what's with all the stupid ass statistics that they have to throw out there?
The ones that are absolutely ridiculous, like, he's the first person to score 2 goals under a new moon on Tuesday night in the month of June. And it's like, what the fuck?
He's only one of 4 players who scored a goal in the playoffs that has been a defenseman that's come up on the, I'm like, what that makes, and you had it at 4. And I was like, okay, but that's not a wonderful statistic. If it was 15 and he's one of 15, then it happens all the time. But this was just like so rare rare.
Yeah.
And then the statistic itself was rare. It's
so
like that makes
ridiculous.
I mean, they just need to talk, it seems, but just the game. I just wanted to see the game. I don't need to hear all that fluff. And then how many people are they going to put at the table?
At the desk? At the intermission?
Yes. TNT kept adding ones during the conference.
Right,
ones.
it started with 3, and then it went to 4, and then it went to 5, and then it went
6 at the conference ones.
Yeah,
and I was
conference
like, good
finals.
Lord, they didn't have enough time. And Wayne Gretzky was kind of just staring off into space because by the time they got back to him, he was ready to go to bed.
Yeah, he was nap
done.
Time. He was done.
I mean, he was ready to leave. He had
Grandpa
no reason.
Wayne was over.
He wasn't even listening to anyone else talk. He was
because
just like,
they turned to him and he gets to chime in for literally one line. Well, I think this happened on the power play. Okay, next person.
Because they had to get through all 6, the other 5 people
and their opinions.
Right, and what they had needed to pontificate about.
Yep.
So Jesus, but ESPN had the booth at the rink, and it seemed like they kept adding people, and Barkley was on it for a little while.
And Barkley's always funny because he's just so because he plays the stupid guy so well.
Well, the NBA is
I
going to be
know
on the
nothing about
channel
hockey,
too.
bro. You know,
right?
I love hockey. I don't know anything about it.
Right, a little crossover. I didn't get to hear it, but I saw him up there. I was like, "Good Lord, he's huge and he's big. He's a big, tall guy, right?"
And
he
now
made all of them look
crazy
ass small.
Wide, yeah.
It made Subban look like Kevin Hart out there. That's what made me.
Oh my God, yeah,
I was like
the Rock.
Kevin Hart.
Kevin Rock.
Shit.
Yeah, Kevin Hart standing next to the Rock. One of that time. Yeah, absolutely.
And then they had to change the camera angle. Like they were right up on top of them, but when Barkley was on it, they were way back, so they could get everybody in the picture.
Get them all in frame.
Yeah. So those guys just looked small, like crazy small.
Anyway, I think Edmonton's days are numbered.
Oh,
and
really?
I think Florida's.
She thinks that she's nothing to worry about.
Well, if they go back to Edmonton and win both at home, and then it's a 2-2 series. I mean, maybe it's the best 3 out of 5.
Still got to win at home. You got to win. You got to steal one.
You have to steal one in their barn. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And Edmonton failed miserably. They got shut out 3-0 in the first game and then 4-1 in the second. They've scored 1 goal in that building.
Yeah.
In 2 games.
That's kind of crazy.
You gotta get past that.
I'm sorry.
That's just
well, if they're going to keep doing that, then they're never going to. And the one stat that I saw was that they were +1 or +3, I guess, for first period. Florida was -3 for first period scoring, but they were +22 for the rest of the games.
Yeah.
Like the rest of the periods of the games.
It's like,
okay, well, they just need to shake off their first period. And then if they can get through the first period without scoring 5, right? Then
in game
Florida's
1, they scored in the first period.
Oh, yeah, they scored 1.
They took them out early. Like they scored the first one early.
Wasn't it? It was 1 every period. So it was
something
3-0.
like that.
So,
and then 3-0. And then, All right. So we got another fun weekend. So next Tuesday, when we record, that will possibly, I think, be Game 6 of the Stanley Cup that night.
Is that it?
So we might be watching that necessary. First, and then if necessary. I don't know if it's going to go that far, but but that would be next Tuesday.
Edmonton's got to get their shit together.
I know. Go Panthers! I want the Panthers to win it. I picked the Panthers. I picked them. Yeah, because if they win, I win the bracket.
Exactly.
So, there you go.
Well, you've got 2 guys that did pick
Edmonton, right? So, but So I'm,
and
if Edmonton goes and wins, then they win it, and I lose it.
Exactly.
So, okay. All right, so I'll see you next week.
Yes, of course.
All right, later.
Bye.
Pern and Dave, Let's Talk is brought to you by, Pern and Dave and Krusty Burgers.
In Crust, we trust.
And the good people at XS Technologies.
If something can't be done with XS, then it shouldn't be done at all.
Till next time.